Hey, it's Trey, and welcome to my channel. I figured since I was a new channel that I would jump on this getting to know me tag. It seems pretty fun. I've watched several people, and I'm working on Christmas in July pictures. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'd bring you down closer, but I can't because, hey, my camera doesn't work like that. These are my swatches. I'm going to be using, this is the box. It's from Five and Below. It was $5, 48 count gel pens, and I love them. I love this set. I mean, these, you get like very neon type colors, and you get your more standard type colors. I messed up the swatch on that one. And then you get more into like the metallics. These are all kind of metallic. Yeah, can you see the shine? And then these are glitter. And then these are like more of the glitter. So yeah, you get a really, oh, I'm done. You get a really good variety of all the glitters. These metallics are just, they just don't want to glitter very much. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, this one, man, I fell in love with that one. It's like a, almost like a black metallic glitter. I don't know. I love it. It may end up in this picture somewhere. But for now, I don't think I'll pick it out. I picked out 4 colors. I numbered these myself. As you can see, I picked out traditional green, the traditional red, and then I went with number 41, which is this glittery gold. And then 40 right here, which is this glittery green. So these are the 4 that I'm going to start with. We'll see where we go from there. So yeah, let's get to it. What is your name? My name is Tracy. What is your, what is your nickname? Oh Lord, I have lots and lots of nicknames. First of all, the first one is Trey. I do go by Trey. Most of my really good friends call me Trey. My father calls me Leonard. That is a play on my middle name, which is Leanne. It's funny, a lot of Tracy's, their middle name is Lee, Ann, or Leanne. Anytime I meet a Tracy, I ask, what's your middle name? It's usually a variation of one of those. I don't know why, but it is. And there's also a lot of girls around my age that are named Tracy, which is interesting to me because I didn't grow up with Tracy's. You would figure, since there was a lot of Tracy's in my generation, that there would be a lot in my school, but there really wasn't. I didn't start meeting a lot of Tracy's around my age until I graduated. That kind of flows into, oh no, let's go on with the nicknames. Don't get sidetracked. My husband calls me Trebe. He also calls me Squirrel. Squirrel is probably the biggest one. It started off as Little Squirrel, which is a play on little girl. Then he used to say little girl. Then he then he started saying little squirrel. Then he started saying little squirrel. And now it's kind of just gone into squirrel, which is actually pretty accurate because I am extremely ADHD. So yeah, that just flows right into it. My clogging team calls me T-Rex. Obviously, it's a play on my name, but they also say I have short arms. So when we do partner work and things like that, and we have to grab each other's arms, they always make fun of me and say, oh, Tracy and her little arms. Well, if I didn't have Tracy and her little arms over here. So then one day somebody said T-Rex, and it kind of stuck, and I like it. I think it's funny. I do. My arms are just, they're about maybe that much shorter than like the other girls on the team. So, I mean, it is true. I already said Trey Bay, which is actually short for Tracy Baby. I had a guy in my elementary school that used to call me Frog. That came because we were in a play and I played the frog. And then that very same week, we were handed like subjects to do a book report on, and I got the tree frog. So, unfortunately for me, he thought that was funny and called me Frog, but it didn't really bother me. Sorry, my husband's in the kitchen and I thought he was going to come talk to me, but he didn't. Well, oh, I figured I'll show you a picture of me. That's what I look like. Oh, you can see my light. There you go. That's me. Sorry, my husband did come in. So we're just jumping right here. And this is me, and this is my husband, Jeremy. His nickname is Germ. But yeah, that last picture I showed you of me, I had actually sent it to one of my clients because she had to do a lot of work because of something I did. So so I sent her this picture and told her she could print it out and put it on her dartboard. But I don't know if you can see it, but my nose is pierced and I have purple hair, but I'm letting it grow out. So my gray's showing. And everybody sees us like, oh, your hair is so beautiful. I'm like, thanks, but I'm letting it grow out. I'm kind of over the purple, but it's also hard to let it go because it's what I'm known for, my purple hair. I probably do have some other nicknames that I cannot think of at the moment. Those are my main ones. T-Rex, Trey Bay, Squirrel, and of course, just plain old Trey. So, do you like your name? Yeah, I like my name. It's spelled kind of funny, and it gets on my nerves if people know me well and misspell it. It doesn't bother me if somebody doesn't know me too well, and maybe misspells it, but it really gets on my nerves when I send somebody an email and my signature is at the bottom and they still spell my name wrong. I'll give them like one chance, but then they do it again. I'm just like, come on, dude, pay attention. My name is spelled Traci. The funny thing about that, I lived in Georgia for a while, and one of the ladies that worked for me would call me Traci. So every once in a while, Jeremy will call me Traci. I never ever corrected her because, I mean, she just pronounced it the way it was spelled. And I've always thought that was funny. Traci. Da-da. When is your birthday? My birthday is February the 10th. And I am 50 years old this year. My birthday is actually one day before my father's, and I always thought that was really, really cool. What are your 3 favorite colors? My very favorite color, which really nobody believes and is just flabbergasted when I tell them, is brown. And everybody's like, brown? Brown is your favorite color? Like I wouldn't be sure. Yes, brown is my favorite color. I love brown. And earth tones and all that. I just love it. And everybody thinks my favorite color is purple because my hair is purple and then I wear purple. But that is because my husband's favorite color is purple. So he has to look at me. So I cater to him. But yeah, most people do think, well, my favorite color is purple. I do like purple. My second favorite color is probably pink, which is funny because I used to hate pink until I had my son. And I used to just hate girly things and lace and all that. And then I got pregnant with my son, and I immediately just loved pink and girly stuff. The girlier the better, unicorns, you name it. Just princesses. I just love girly stuff. I really wonder if having my son, sorry, my phone's going off and I thought I turned that off, but apparently I didn't. That is the theme from True Blood. What was I saying? So yeah, I really think having my son maybe corrected my hormones or something like that, or maybe changed my hormones to where I liked more girly things. Maybe I didn't have as much testosterone. I don't know. But yeah, definitely something within me changed. So pink. And probably my third favorite color is probably black. I love black. I wear a lot of black. Um, I kind of dress corporate goth, where I just wear a lot of black. But then I've started going more into colors. A lot of it is I will wear black and darker colors because it's easier to coordinate with my hair. When you start getting into reds and things like that, and you've got purple hair, it just, I don't know, it just looks weird. So yeah, but I do like purple, and I do buy a lot of purple things because that kind of goes along with pink, right? And I love silver as well. What are your three favorite quotes? Well, one of my very, very favorite quotes is, and this is just kind of a paraphrase, is that there's two wolves that live inside of you. One is good and one is bad. And the one who wins is the one that you feed. And that's kind of what I live by. I live by that. Um, there's another one that I saw a long time ago, is you never know what somebody else is going through, so always be kind, something along that. I also, and along those kind of same lines is um I don't I can't remember. I'm trying to think how it goes. Something along the lines of, I'm not a glass is half full or glass is half empty kind of person. I'm just thankful I have a glass. Something along that. I think that was pretty cool. But me and Jeremy also quote lines all the time, like from what we watch. One of the things that we say a lot is, "Can you dig it?" from The Warriors, which is his favorite movie. So we say, "Can you dig it?" a lot. We also, from The Warriors, there's a thing that says, "Warriors come out to play," and so we do that a lot. But yeah, usually whatever we're watching, um, that we'll quote that. One of my favorites is the Simpson one, and I do it at work a lot, where I do something that's clever or whatever, or somebody gives me like some praise for some work I do. I'll say, "I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT. I mean SMART." I used to love The Simpsons, but I don't really watch them anymore. And there's an award that Homer won, which was the Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence. And I have wanted that award for my work forever. I've worked there 10 years, and every year I'm just like, "Please, please give me that award, please." And this year they actually did, which is hilarious because it was for my 10 year. And they got Debbie Gibson to do a video from Cameo and gave me the award, and I laughed so hard because she was all like, "And yes, and you receive the award of Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence." And I just started dying laughing. That was so funny. I loved it so much. They could not have done anything better for me. That was just amazing. Amazing. Oh, So yes, I have the outstanding achievement in the field of excellent. Oh, I don't like this green right here, but we're going to go for it anyway. It's too dark. Too dark. It just looks like I'm blacking it all in. What shall we do? Let's just black it all in. It's all green it all in. I should have known I needed a light one. We'll do. I'll fix it here in a second. What is your favorite TV show, YouTube movie? This will probably be a long section. I'll give you a little bit of insight. One of my very favorite shows is Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. I love them. I also loved Firefly, and I say Shiny a lot. I'm trying to think what some of the older TV shows I like. I'm gonna let that dry and then we'll try to fix it. With Netflix and all, I'm not going to try to say Netflix this and blah. I'll just tell you some stuff that I like. We really like Bosch, and I think that it is actually on Amazon Prime, but I like it a lot. It's a really good story. We just got finished watching Money Heist, and it was great. I loved it. It was so refreshing storyline all, and having these, because you follow these characters that are robbing a place. I don't want to give off too much away. So I mean, you kind of start off with anti-heroes anyways, and it's just well done. Well done. And it's dubbed in English, but it's a Spanish show and it's really good. I really liked it. And we're finishing up probably this evening Dark, which is a German show, and it's all about time travel. And let me tell you, I'm glad that both of us are watching it, because you have the same character like in three different um, timelines, and then they're connected, and you're just half the time you're just like, I have no idea what's going on. Some of my favorite movies, I love The Princess Bride. That is one of my favorites, and it's just cool, and I quote that one a lot. And one of the movies that really just struck me was Fight Club. Although I can't really watch it anymore because of the language and all. It was one of those movies that I was actually sitting on the couch and I was going to cross stitch while we were watching this movie. And I picked up my needle, and 30 minutes later, I had not moved. I was absolutely just stuck to the screen. And I just put it down and said, okay, obviously this movie has my attention. And that doesn't happen often. And then just the whole twist with it and all. Oh, loved it. Loved it. I love the movie The Matrix and Constantine. Uh, those are two of my favorites. I also like The Saint with Val Kilmer. A really off the wall one is called Raise the Red Lantern, and it's actually a Chinese movie. And the whole reason that I love it, is I got sick one night and I got up, and since I didn't feel well, I went and sat in my chair and turned on the TV, and this movie was on, and it was subtitled, and it just sucked me in. I can't even remember what scene it was, but it just sucked me in. It was just on cable randomly, and as soon as that movie was over, I went and found on the internet where to buy that movie and bought a copy. And now, whenever I'm sick, I will usually pop that in. Along those same lines, there's another movie that I usually watch when I'm sick, and it's called House of Cards with Kathleen Turner. And a lot of people who have autistic children and all hate it, but I just look at it as a work of fantasy, so it doesn't bother me as much. Of course, I don't have a kid that's truly autistic, So I can't really understand that, and it's all about this kid who uh, stops talking after her father dies, and it's kind of like fantastical. I don't want to get it's really cool. It's just really cool. But it's definitely a work of fantasy. Tommy Lee Jones is in that as well, and I love it. And I bet, like I said, I usually only watch it when I'm sick. Those are my two sick movies. I like The Walking Dead. I didn't watch it for the longest time, and my niece loved The Walking Dead. She loved, what's that, Chandler, who played Carl. Carl. So she's went to Atlanta to see him several times at different like fan meetups and all that. She's got tons of pictures of her with him, and I don't know if she's been on the movie set or not, or the set. I think they did go down there at least and got like some pictures. So yeah, The Walking Dead, but I'm kind of over it right now. And once Rick left, I lost all interest, because to me, The Walking Dead starts when he wakes up in the hospital. To me, The Walking Dead should stop when he dies and he closes his eyes. And the fact that, it's like, oh well, he's not really dead, and he's not there, so it's not his story anymore. So, which and it was fine, because then we let go of cable, and we'd go through like Hulu Plus. We have like their deluxe thing with sports and all that, and it doesn't have the AMC. Is it AMC? Whatever channel it is, I don't even remember, that has The Walking Dead. So I don't have any way to watch it. But my coworker loves it, and she always fills me in on everything. So I know everything that's happened, and I also watch like YouTube channels about it. So yeah. I'm trying to think of any other movies and stuff that I just adore. Nothing's really coming to mind right now. What other series do I like? I said Money Heist, Dark. I'm sure there's tons, because we do watch a lot of Netflix and things like that. But a lot of times we'll binge them, and then I'll forget. I love The Office. Oh, Arrested Development. Oh, love Arrested Development. So clever. Love it. And I also love Jason Bateman. Always have, probably always will. And what else? Parks and Rec. Did I say The Office? We like Ozark, although that's kind of stressful. I don't like things that are like really stressful. It gets on my nerves. I love watching psychological horror films. I don't really like gore that much, even though like I will watch it. Like I had Shudder there for a while, and I watched like Three from Hell, and I watched a whole bunch of different ones. I'm trying to think of what like my favorite horror type movie is. I like The Omen. Um, the one with Johnny Depp, he was a bookseller. I believe it's like The Ninth Gate or The Seventh Gate. I like that one. That was a good one. It was a good psychological one. But yeah, I like horror movies too. Da, da. What are your three favorite qualities you like in a best friend? My best friend has to get me. They don't have to understand me, but they have to like get me and and accept me for who I am, because I'm a bit of a free spirit. I'm a bit unusual. So my best friend just has to understand me. They have to be intelligent, because I'm intelligent, and it's just easier that way, I guess. And clever, because I love a good clever quote, whatever. They have to listen to me. I think this is more than three, but yeah, just to be able to listen to me and remember the things that I say. that just means the world to me. And I do have a best friend, and it's a little unconventional relationship because not only is my best friend, I'm trying to pull up a picture. Not only is my best friend a guy, Jared, he's also my coworker, and he's half my age. But he's hilarious, and he acts older than I do, and I call him old man all the time because I'll like text him or something at 10 p.m. and he'll be he'll be saying, "I was asleep," and I'm like, "I forget you're old." But yeah, he is. He's a little old man. But he's a great guy. I love him so much, and I call him my my son, my work son. Oh, I just don't think I'm gonna be able to fix this. It's just too dark unless I just white it out, and I might do that. So we're just gonna leave that for now, and we'll deal with that later. Because I'm thinking about leaving some of this part white. So I may do that. Where was I? Oh yeah. So Jared, he's my best friend. That's the thing, to just kind of accept me for who I am and remember the things I say and just care about me. He's very caring and love him. And loving. I do love him. But yeah. Luckily for me, Jeremy is not jealous in the bit of Jared. He understands. He likes Jared. Jared, man, you would like Jared. Everybody loves Jared. So yeah, he's a great guy. What is your dream? I would love to live in Ocean Isle, North Carolina. That's my big dream, and I may make it a reality. We'd actually thought about moving there, and then we said we weren't, and then I don't know. We keep vacillating back and forth what we really want to do, like when we retire or once my son graduates, which will be next year. Oh yeah, we're kind of going into the next phase of our life, and we're just kind of trying to decide what we want for our life. If we want to move away, if we want to stay here. What makes you cry? Ugh, don't cry as much as I used to. There are two Christmas songs that make me cry every single time that I hear them. The first one is Christmas Shoes. I cannot listen to that song. I absolutely cannot. If it comes on, I will turn it off. I can. It makes me cry, and I cannot stand it. I cannot. I just refuse to put up with it. I hate it. And the second one is Mary Did You Know? And that one I like. I love the song, so I'll listen to it, but I'll cry. But my son makes fun of me when I cry. But that a lot of that. Anytime I see anything with sons, it makes me cry. You know, son coming home to see his family, or it just, yeah, that gets me. I cry when Jeremy hurts my feelings. I also, I'll cry if I'm invested in a TV show and somebody dies. But there was like a major character that like died on Money Heist, and I didn't cry. I was surprised, but I didn't. I was shocked. But I didn't cry. Do you wear makeup? No, not unless I'm on stage. Just like that picture you just saw of me and Jared, the whole reason I even had makeup on was that was the day of our company Christmas party, and I had to leave straight from there and then go to perform somewhere. So I just went ahead and put on my makeup so that I could spend longer at the company Christmas party that afternoon. But yeah, sometimes before I have a performance or competition, I might wear like my eyeliner and mascara to work or around the house or whatever, because just to get used to it, because it's that way my mind isn't focused when we're at the competition or performance, then my mind isn't focused on my makeup. I'm used to it by then. Otherwise, I'll just focus on the makeup and it'll drive me crazy. So yeah, makeup, nah. And the biggest reason, I used to wear makeup when I was younger, and I went to school with a bunch of guys because I was in my class. I was one of two girls, and there was like 30 of us in there, so it was all guys. It was an electronics school, and anytime that I would come into class, it was not school. If I didn't have time to put on my makeup or I was off that day or whatever, and I would come in without any makeup, so many of them would say, "You look better without makeup." So I gave up makeup then, really. And also, my face sweats like crazy. I'm a face sweater. Like when I go to practice and all, my face just sweats like crazy. So putting on makeup and all, that's just useless because it just melts off my face. And I mean, my face, it's bad. It like drips sweat. So I need to wipe it off. Easier when I don't have makeup on. What makes you angry? When people don't listen to me, especially anybody at work, if I ask them to do something and then they don't, or ask them to don't do something and they do, that makes me very angry. It also makes me angry when somebody misspells my name after I know that they've seen how it's spelled many times. Now, like I said, if you don't see my name a lot or whatever, but if you constantly misspell my name when it's right there in the email, like I send you a two little lines and then at the end it says Tracy with an I and then you respond with Tracy with a Y, it makes me very angry. It's like details matter. I also get very angry at people on Facebook who share things without researching it first. It's like, come on, people, this isn't true. Use some sense. Like Facebook is going to start charging. No, they're not. They're not. They're not going to start charging. Please stop. What makes you happy? Dancing. Dancing makes me happy. I love to dance. Jeremy makes me happy. He's so funny and witty. And of course, crafting and coloring makes me happy. Hanging with my friends. I'm pretty social, so they just hanging out with them makes me happy. Hanging with my son makes me happy. He's a good kid. Uh, what is fangirling? This is such an odd question. Why would you ask what is fangirling? Maybe you should put who are you fangirling over? To me, fangirling is just when you go crazy, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for something or somebody. The things that I fangirl over is Alice in Wonderland. I love Alice in Wonderland. Um, and of course, Through the Looking Glass, but Alice, just anything Alice. And I think and it's not so much the story, it's the concept that of Alice, that it's out there, that it's thinking outside the box, the different things, that those kind of things. He as a person, I don't really know. But yeah, just that alternate reality, that nonsensical reality, those kind of things is what attracts me to Alice. I fangirl over Keanu Reeves. Oh man, he's super fun. I love his acting and I love his just the person that he is. But I always have. Ever since Bill and Ted, I've been a big Keanu fan. And he's not hard on the eyes either. Same way with Jason Bateman. I love him. I love all the work that he is in. He tends he tends to be kind of the same in all of his acting, but I still enjoy him. I enjoy his character. like in the Ozark and Arrested Development. Man, I just love, I just love him. Um, I just fangirl over coloring books in general. I love just flipping through them and looking at them. So yeah, those are probably the things that I fangirl over the most. And I would probably make a fool of myself if I did ever meet any celebrity, probably. I also fangirl over Cat Hand and Dede Willingham. They're both fantastic artists here on YouTube. They're not. Well, Dee Dee's a colorist. Cat Hand isn't. She's more junk journal, art journal kind of thing. And oh man, her work is fabulous. I love her. What are your 3 favorite snacks? I don't really snack that much. I do usually have like a piece of chocolate after dinner. But when I do snack, I love popcorn. Oh man, I love a popcorn and a soda. Oh, it's so good. I love those together. Um, and ice cream. I love ice cream. I do live in a potato body, so I do love the sugar. What are 3 of your favorite foods? I love pho. It's spelled PHO, pho. It's Vietnamese soup, and oh man, whenever we go anywhere, we always try to find a place that sells it, just to like compare. But yeah, we love pho. Mexican food. I love all types of Mexican food. I love sushi and just some food in general, macaroni and cheese, and I don't eat it very often, and that's probably why I love it so much, because I try to watch my carbs. So I don't get to eat macaroni and cheese very often, but I certainly do love it. What are 3 of your favorite drinks? Soda. I love soda, but I have to be very careful. I cannot drink dark sodas anymore because my kidney functions are starting to go down. So I have to be careful because it has phosphorus in it. So I have to be careful with that. And it's sad, but that's life. I've pretty much given up on that dark green. Can't you tell? Um, I love unsweet tea. Oh no, I like unsweet tea. Let's not say love, but yeah, if I go to a restaurant and I want to order a drink and I don't want water, I usually get unsweet tea, and I don't put anything in it. I just drink it that way, which is kind of unusual in the South because we usually drink sweet tea here. So, but yeah, I get unsweet tea. I love is it Bai? I love those. Coconut pineapple is my favorite, and I cannot find coconut pineapple hardly anywhere, but I can find the coconut. So I get the coconut, and then I get pineapple juice and put a little pineapple juice in there. But yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorites. I love creamer. I just use the coffee as a conduit for my creamer. I love this tea. This tea that I'm drinking right now. It's by Numi, and it's turmeric tea, and I love it. It's a little light right now because I've actually just brewed this one tea bag twice. Because right before I started the video, I was like, oh, I finished my tea, but I want more tea, but I don't feel like opening another tea bag. So I just brewed it twice because it's like I really just need something to wet my whistle. I'm really trying to get into drinking water a lot. I downloaded an app that reminds me to drink water like on the hour, and that's helped me a lot. All right, some random facts about me. It says 10 random facts. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just going to spew off a bunch of random facts about me. This finger looks weird and it's shorter than my other one. I'm trying to put my hands together. And my hands are dirty. See, it's not the same length, my nails. Because somebody smashed my finger with a piece of firewood when I was about 4 or 5. And I had to be rushed to the hospital and they had to reattach it and they swore I'd never get a fingernail and yet I did. And the doctor was like, I wish I would have took some photos of that because nobody would have believed me. But yeah, I do remember it quite vividly because they did not numb me or at all. It took about seven nurses to hold me down and hold my arm out while the doctor sewed me up. But yeah, there was something about the way that it was that they couldn't numb me, they couldn't wait to put me under, or yeah, it was like time was of the essence kind of thing to save my finger. And then when I had my son, I had a blood clot in my arm right here and had to have surgery. And I did great for about 3 days and then it clotted again higher up like in my shoulder. And the doctors were like, well, there's nothing we can do. If we do it again, there's a chance that it'll clot up higher. They were really considering taking off my arm. That didn't happen. Praise Jesus. And during that time, I lost a lot of blood flow to these 2 fingers. So now these 2 fingernails don't grow right and they break off and they peel off way down in the quick. So a lot of times this one, it will start to grow out and then it'll come off. So if you see me with like uh, Band-Aids or whatever on my fingers, on those 2 fingers, now you know why. It's because it's nasty and I didn't want to show it because they do. They can look pretty gross. But yeah, my hands are always dirty and nasty because I'm a gardener. That's another thing. I love to garden. Um, I love to try to teach myself new skills. I usually pick one new thing to learn every year and then try to at least get a jump start on it. Some of the things that I've taught myself is to crochet. I have taught myself to forage in the wild. So I've learned a lot of the wild plants that live in my little area and I can forage for them and dry them and use them and all that. I've taught myself how to make medicine out of herbs. I've also taught myself how to can. Some of the funner things that I taught myself was I taught myself how to pick locks. Although I'm not very good at it, but it was fun to get a little lock pick set and teach myself. But yeah, I also got like some cheap locks like at Dollar General and a couple of them I could pop, but yeah. I mean, it's not really a skill that I really want to foster. So, yeah, I don't ever see myself really going out and using that skill, but it was fun. It was fun to learn. This year, I think I'm really focusing. I haven't really picked one formally, but it's been coloring. Really, I want to learn to color better, pick out palettes better. So yeah, that's been kind of my focus this year for my skills is getting to be a better colorist. Um, I used to belly dance and I loved it. But Jeremy didn't want me to perform. He felt that that was a very intimate dance and he did not want other men to see me dance. And I respect that. So I stopped because it wasn't fair to my troupe for me to say, oh, yeah, I'm going to come to class, but I'm not going to perform. So I quit. Then one year, Jeremy took me to a dance performance of Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland. It was wonderful. And during the intermission, I had such sadness because I wanted to dance so bad. I missed the stage. I missed dancing. I missed the the companionship you get with fellow dancers. And I just said a quick prayer and said, Lord, please, please let me dance again, please. And within the month, even though I didn't realize this at the time, but by the end of that month, he had answered my prayer, and there was a clogging class that was advertised for like, you could try it out for like $5. And I tried it, and it was so difficult. It was so hard, and I loved it. Absolutely fell in love with it. Clogging, if you don't know, it's kind of like tap dance. And we always say that clogging is to tap dance as fiddle is to violin. But yeah, God was just blessed me. He put me in touch with just the most amazing women, and I love them. I love them so much. I am a woman of faith, although I don't go to church. And it's kind of weird. I've prayed a lot about going to church. I've looked for churches, but churches are hard for me because I'm sensitive to smell. And people wear a lot of perfume to church. And like Bath and Body Works, it smells a lot, but I can go in there and pick out my stuff, and then I give it to Jeremy and he pays for it, and I leave the store. And sometimes that'll give me a headache. Or like Yankee Candle, I can't stay in there very long. Jeremy loves Yankee Candle. So I'll go in. I usually know what I want. There's certain scents I like Harvest and Cloven Blossom. Those are my two favorites. So I'll go in and get those. We get the catalog or whatever that has the scratch and sniff, so I can scratch and sniff and pick out from home the scents that I want, because I can spread it out over a couple of days and don't have to smell them all at once. And then I'll go in and pick it out, and then I'll leave the store and go sit in the car, and he'll browse forever and then pay. But when I go to church, I get horrible headaches. Just that afternoon, I feel miserable. I feel sick to my stomach. Uh, and sometimes it will linger into Monday, and it's awful. And then because of my kidneys, I can't take anything for my headache really, except for Tylenol. And Tylenol doesn't help. It really doesn't. It doesn't help me that much. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But I've prayed about it a lot, and I do a lot of Bible study on my own. So yeah. And I do watch like churches and stuff on TV. So, or on YouTube, I guess I should say. I watch a lot of YouTube. I have 3 children. I'll show you a picture. I have 4 if you count Jared. Turn. Thank you. So this is me. I love this picture because this is me and my 3 sons. This is my son Kenan. He's the tallest and he's the youngest. He's my natural born son, and he looks like his father. This is Gary. He's the shortest, and he's my oldest. And he's just now kind of come back into our lives. He looks a lot like his mom. He has his mom's mouth for sure. And this is our beloved middle child, Ryan. And that's spelled Ryne, not Ryan. It's Ryan. And yeah, he is a sweetheart. I love him. I love him so much. He's so funny. He's just an amazing kid. So these are my 3 kids, and I waited probably 10 years for this picture. Was so happy to have Gary back with us. He just had a baby, and his name is Malcolm. So I'm a grandmother, and I'm just beyond thrilled about that. And I got a picture here, of course, because like I'm a grandma. I had it pulled up, but in true grandma fashion, I lost it. Right? So this is with him when he was like first born. He's about a month old now, and he looks just like his daddy. He was a little jaundiced there in this picture, and he'd just eaten, and his little mouth all red. But Oh, he's just got the cutest little dimples and that tiny little mouth. He's just the sweetest little thing. I'm just so thankful to be able to be a part of his life. Just means the world to me. And I love all my boys just like they were all my own, even Jared. I say I have 4 sons all the time. Kenan was born premature and he was 2 pounds and 14 ounces. He was teeny tiny but perfect. He didn't have any kind of issues except for he had stiffness. We went through many diagnoses with Kenan. At first, they thought he had cerebral palsy because he was stiff, when that was very scary, but he doesn't. He had a whole bunch of trouble crossing midline, which just means doing this. So if I put like this pen right here, he did not have the ability to reach over across his body and pick it up. So it'd be like, oh, if it's on that side, he'd use his left hand. If it was over here, he would use his right hand. So that was a problem. They told us he would never be able to ride a bike, that he would never be able to read. I worked with him tirelessly, got him into an early intervention program through Tennessee. Thank you, Tennessee, for premature kids. I did all the therapies that they had him do. He did occupational therapies, and I researched a lot and did everything that I can for him, and it helped. He reads wonderfully. He reads faster than I do, and which gets on my nerves, and because he makes fun of me. And then he has excellent reading comprehension. He had problems understanding request when he was younger, and he has autistic tendencies. He's being diagnosed with ADHD. Yeah, I'm kind of assuming he is since I'm ADHD, but I think he's much more towards the autistic scale than he is ADHD. Even though we did give him, finally broke down and gave him medicine for his ADHD, it did help him to learn, but he no longer takes it. He says he no longer needs it. So yeah, he's almost 18. He can make that judgment. He just came to us probably 2 years ago and just said, I don't think this medicine's helping me anymore. I was like, okay, fair enough. So took him off of it. Is there any other random facts about me? Oh, well, no, I'll leave that one for later because I know there's a question about it. What are three fun things you like to do? Number 1, dance. Number 2, garden. Number 3, color or craft. I love to do glue books as well. What best describes where you live? I live in a valley on top of a ridge. So it's like this. So it's like the ridge goes up, and then there's like a little dip, and it goes back down. And I live right here. I live right in the middle of that ridge. And it's funny, I live outside of Knoxville, Tennessee, and the way Knoxville is, it's just like these series of ridges and valleys. So, you'll be driving along, and then you'll have to go up a ridge, and then you go back down into the valley, and then you go up a ridge, and then you go back down into the valley and up on a ridge. And every ridge has its own name. Like you may have Beaver Ridge or Sharps Ridge, and all that. So it's pretty neat. I used to know all the names of all the ridges. I live on Copper Ridge. But I'm telling you, there are so many that I don't think I know them all now. I would have to go back and really look at a map and see. But yeah, it's a little subdivision down there, and I like where I live. It's a little town outside of Knoxville, but man, Knoxville just swallows everybody. So it's not like we have to drive to get to Knoxville. We really are kind of part of Knoxville. And I live on a corner lot. Oh, that brings me to another fact. I actually have another YouTube channel. I actually have a couple. Corner Lot Life is my vlogging channel, and I haven't uploaded to it in a while because Kenan's friends started watching it, and I didn't want him to be singled out, or I didn't want to embarrass him. So I kind of gave it a break and tried to get them to lose interest. And plus, we just stopped doing a lot of stuff. So, because with clogging and my husband does vintage baseball, that takes up a lot of our time. So we didn't travel as much. And that was the whole reason I started Corner Lot Life, is to kind of show our travels and all that. But we are going to Denver at the end of the month. So yeah, I'm going to pick up that camera again and vlog the trip. Um, oh, something else I was going to say about that. Oh yeah, I also have a clogging one. It's the clog vlog. And I started it, and then all the virus stuff happened, and we haven't had any competitions. So, oh, here comes my husband. Give me a second. What is your crafty coloring style? I do a lot of glue books. I do kind of like in the style of Cat Hand and her art journals. I learned a lot from her and Dede. My coloring style is, I don't know, make it look cool. I enjoy getting kind of off brand coloring books and kids coloring books and coloring in them. I like using budget stuff like Crayolas and like 5 and below stuff. I don't really like to use a lot of expensive things, because then I don't use them, because I will end up trying to save them for something special, because I'm stupid like that. Um, what is your most used crafty coloring tool? Probably my colorless blender. When I'm doing pencils, I use that a lot. Or my white paint pen and index cards. I use the index cards a lot to do swatches or practice like some blending. Like if I was going to blend something into that, I would swatch it over there real quick and then blend it to make sure it looked okay. That's lightened up a lot, hasn't it? It's looking a little bit better. I still probably white dot it out. I was going to make all the dots gold, but I don't think so. What's your most wishes for crafty coloring tools? Pan pastels. I wished I had some pan pastels, but they're so expensive. So I just use like makeup instead. So yeah. What's your favorite brand? I love Castle Art, like their pencils. I love their pencils. I don't have a set that has the names and numbers, and I wish I did. But they've gotten a little bit expensive, so I actually tried a different one, which is Norberg and Linden, and they were a lot like them, and I like them pretty well. But honestly, my very favorite brand is Bendon, and Bendon makes kids coloring books for $1, and I just adore the pictures in these books. So yeah, you got Jumbo Princess here. I don't think I've done anything. And some of these are pretty new. This is Bendon. I did her. Isn't she pretty? I did her. I did this one. So yeah, I just love them. That's so cool. I just love them. And then this is like strawberry shortcake. So I haven't done anything in this, but there's some cute pictures. And then they have SpongeBob, which I love SpongeBob. I got 2 of those. And then this is a sweet little mermaid one. Yeah. Bendon. I love their stuff. Absolutely love their stuff. If they would sponsor me and send me kids coloring books, I would be happy as a clam. I would absolutely love it. Say hi, Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
My husband's putting up clothes. What's your favorite craft? Of course, I love coloring. I also love glue books and art journals. That's what I do. I have dabbled in like watercolor painting, but I can't draw that well. But I used to really love to watch the Art Sherpa and follow along with her tutorials. And I'd like to get back into that. So that was a lot of fun, but they're really long and it takes a long time, and I tend to be impatient. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have a cat. Her name is Rocky Top, and we call her Rocky. And right now I'm dog sitting, so there's a dog in the house, and Rocky is not very happy with me right now. When's your favorite time to craft? Anytime I have the time, but usually it's on Friday nights because Jeremy loves to go downstairs and he will drink and play his game. He has a baseball game that he loves and listen to like bootleg concerts. He's got, oh gosh, thousands of concerts throughout the year. So that's what he does. And, oh, hold on for a second. Sorry, I had to convey some information about Kenan before I forgot. So yeah, I craft usually on Friday nights because he will go downstairs and listen to his concerts and play his game. And so yeah, so I'll either be up here in my craft studio, art studio, whatever you want to call it, or I'll be playing video games myself. I love The Outer Worlds, such a good game. So yeah. What's your favorite non-crafty YouTube channel? You Suck at Cooking. I love that channel. He is so funny. He's Canadian and he's hilarious. He will do a recipe, but it's all in humor. And I mean, you can do if you pay attention, he's actually giving you a good recipe, but it's hilarious. He's so funny and clever. I love him so much. Another Canadian that I love is Stevie T. I think the name of his channel is Steve Terryberry, but he is a guitarist. He is phenomenal. I love to hear him play. And he's also does like funny videos. And I've been watching him for a really, really long time. And I love to see how much that his channel has grown. So yeah, I like it that I got on the boat early. That was pretty cool. That doesn't happen very often, but yeah, I love him. Those are probably two of my favorite. We also watch a lot of fail videos. Jim Can't Swim. I love him. That's a true crime thing, and he shows like police interrogations, and then he explains what's going on. Like the police, see, he's leaning in to show this, or he leans back and it's the sign of this and all that. I love it. It's so great. He actually has like a Patreon that you pay like $1 a month and then you get like an extra video. And I actually subscribe to that because I love him so much. But yeah, I think it's Jim Can't Swim or it's JCS. Couldn't think there for a second. I think he might have changed it to that, but yeah, he's wonderful. What's your favorite store? By far, it's Ollie's. Ollie's is like a discount store. They buy out different stocks from other stores, and that is where I get the majority of my coloring books. I also love Dollar General. I get a lot of coloring books from there as well. Uh, and Dollar Tree. Those are my like local stores that I love. Of course, I love Amazon, but I also love AliExpress, and I buy a bunch of stuff on AliExpress, and it's fun, and I love it. Just love AliExpress. What is your favorite restaurant? It's a place called Sakura, and it is in Sevierville, Tennessee, and it is a Japanese buffet, and they have the best sushi. Oh Lord, their sushi's so good. So we will go in and get the buffet and just eat sushi. Their house sushi is so good. Their California rolls are good. I haven't had any bad sushi there. All their sushi is really good. They even have a fried sushi. I think they call that one the Sakura roll. Oh man, it's so good. So I love it. And then they always have like this wonderful strawberry ice cream, and oh, so good. So that's what I eat when I go. I will eat sushi and ice cream, and that'll be it. And I get my money's worth too. Um, so yeah, and then for pho, one of our favorite restaurants is Pho 99, and there's also a Mexican restaurant near us called El Rey Azteca, and that's one of our favorites, and it's also our in-laws' favorites. And they actually go and eat there every week with their friends, and they know like all the servers by name, and it's like a family that owns it. So it's like a husband and wife that owns it, and then like some of their kids and work there, and maybe even some of their grandkids. So it's like, and they know them all. And then my mother-in-law has been trying to learn Spanish a little bit, so she'll try off her Spanish skills with them. So yeah, it's nice. Vincent's Cafe is another favorite for pho. Um, we also for Italian, there's a place in downtown Knoxville called Dazzo's. Oh man, they have got the best chicken Alfredo. Love that place. Um, so yeah, those are some restaurants that we love. What is your favorite magazine? I don't really get magazines. I used to get a bunch of free magazines when I first got into glue books, and my favorite of those was Garden and Gun, which I figured I would hate. I mean, it just doesn't even, to me, it doesn't even sound appealing. Maybe to you, you're like, ooh, Garden and Gun. But to me, I was like, what the heck? Garden and Gun? But it has the most wonderful images in it. It really does. And it has the most wonderful paper. Oh, I love their paper. So yeah, it's awesome to craft with. So yeah. So if you get the opportunity and you're looking at free magazines and you're into that, uh, that's that's what I would get. Definitely pick up Garden and Gun as one of your free magazines. Um, I do have one edition of Coloring Heaven that I bought, and I actually bought it full price, which is really unusual for me because I don't buy any of my coloring books full price. I don't. Not even if I get it on Amazon, I will usually get the used ones because that's just how I am. I do not like this green. Ugh. I think this will be the last round I use of this green. You are a horrible green. I should have known. I should have really known because if you look at this looks kind of streaky. And I should have known that this wasn't going to lay good. Should have. Anyways, what was I saying? Who's your favorite author? Elizabeth Peters. She also writes under the name of Barbara Michaels. I love her stuff. Absolutely love it. I haven't read anything of hers in a long time. I don't even know if she's dead or alive anymore. Is that sad? Also, Tad Williams. I love him. And I used to read a lot of Stephen King, but I just don't anymore. Stephen King is one of Jeremy's favorites, and we have a lot of Stephen King books here. I should. I did pick up like Doctor Sleep when I saw it at Ollie's, and I'm like, I'm going to read that, but I still haven't. So I don't really have a lot of time to read. So I'd much rather be coloring than reading. So yeah, those are my favorite authors. What are your favorite shoes? My very favorite pair of shoes is a pair of tennis shoes, and they are rainbow colored, and they light up when I walk like a toddler, like toddler shoes. And they are my absolutely favorite. And this was what I was going to say when I was talking about, oh, I'll save that for later. They're size 5 children's shoes, and that is what I wear. That's the size that I wear. Size 5 children. I'm 5'7". My feet should be much bigger than they are, and they aren't. And it's hard to balance on these little toothpicks. I normally buy women's size 8. They just don't fit my feet very well. And then I found that Walmart's kids size 5 fits me perfectly because I have this really high arch, and women's shoes just do not account for that. So they don't fit me well. But for some reason, the way that the kids' shoes are made, especially at Walmart, the width of them and the height of the shoe fits me so much better. So probably for the past half a year or so, I've just been buying kids shoes. Um, it's kind of funny how I figured out that I could wear them because I was at Walmart and there was this pair of pink sparkly shoes. And my dance team, our colors are like pink. So I saw them and I thought, man, that would be so cool to, and they were like Velcro tennis shoes type things, and they were sparkly pink. And I thought, man, those would be great to wear at competition because they would be like, for our team and it's dance team, everything's sparkly. So I was like, that would be great. And they would be easy to slip on and off for my clogging shoes because you don't want to wear clippity cloppity shoes everywhere you go at a competition. You just put your shoes on to compete and then you take them back off. So I was like, that would be so easy just to kick them on and off, and I could still like practice in them because we always practice out in the hallway and all that before we perform. But they just had them in the kid sizes, and I was like, ah, and I was like, those look like they could fit me. So I sat down and tried them on, and they fit me perfect, absolutely perfect, and I was flabbergasted. And I tried a different pair of size 5, and they also fit me perfectly. And I could not believe it. So that is what I buy, kid size 5. What is your favorite time of year? Without a doubt, my favorite time of year is autumn. My favorite color is brown. Of course it would be. I love autumn. I love everything about it. My uh, company does a big thing, a big Halloween contest, a costume contest every year, and I have won it, or at least placed probably every single year. Every single year I've won or placed. And most of the time I've won. And they give out $100 as the prize. But I absolutely love dressing up and becoming a character. It's so much fun. Last year I did Colonel Sanders. It was so much fun. I had so much fun with that character. I've dressed up like Rick from The Walking Dead. I've dressed up like Alice Cooper. I've done the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland. So yeah, Boy George, that was a good one. I had so much fun. I walked around all day singing and speaking in a British accent. It was so much fun. I keep saying it was so much fun because it was. I love going to uh, fall festivals and doing corn mazes. I'm not so much into horror houses and all. Although we did do a haunted maze one year and it was really good. And there was another year that we did a different one where the first one, let's see, we've done 3 haunted ones. The first one was you basically just go through and they scare you on the path. The second one was it was truly a maze and you had to try to find your way out, and then they would scare you on the way, and we got so lost. And it was so funny because we kept going around the same group of actors. And so I said, look, guys, it was like 3 young guys, and they had like chainsaws and masks and overalls. And I said, look, guys, They were wearing hockey masks. I was like, we're lost. I was like, can you just get us on our way? So one of them come on, gestured over to me. And so we started following him, and he was like confidently walking, and we walked for about 3 minutes, and then he just stopped and he lifted up his mask and looked at me and he said, I'm lost. I have no idea where I'm at. He's like, I can't tell you how to get out of here. And I just started laughing. And I said, well, thank you for helping us anyways. I was like, maybe this will help us get on our way. And it really did. It did kind of get us on the right path, and we were able to find our way out from there. But that was just so hilarious because he was so confident, and then he had to turn around and totally break character. But it was really sweet that he did help us out, because I know he had seen us come through it at least 3 times. We were so lost. And then the last one that we had done it was really nice. I loved it. It was my favorite. Where it was also a maze, and you just walk through these different vignettes that they had set up, and it was in the corn. It was really nice. And then of course they had actors that like scared you and things like that, but it was so cool. One of the things they had the drums that drum that like went around, and then you had to walk on this completely stable thing across it, and it gives the illusion that you're moving or whatever. And both Ryan and Ken and both could not believe that it wasn't moving, that it was just the drum. But that was a real good one. So yeah, and I just love everything about fall, and it kind of makes sense because really in the autumn time of my life here has been the greatest. I have been married twice. My first husband is who I had Kenan with, and we were married for almost 17 years. And we got a divorce, and I married Jeremy, who is my high school sweetheart. He was my very first love. And so we've been married 10 years this year, which is kind of funny too, because my ex husband also got married the same year that me and Jeremy did. So they're 10 years coming up. And I absolutely adore his wife. I love her. We actually go out for Mom's Night Out. So Kenan has 4 parents in his life, much to his dismay, because me and my ex still get along. I still like him. He's still a good guy. And I consider him a friend. He's funny. We still enjoy making each other laugh. I enjoy being around him. I just don't want to be married to him. So yeah, that's it. That's all about me. Well, not all about me, but that's a lot about me. I'm starving, so I'm going to go get something to eat. And I hope you enjoyed watching my little color along with me and making me realize I really don't like this green. Although as it dries, it is drying a lot better. I do like it better dried. So we'll see how it goes. We've went almost an hour and a half. I appreciate you hanging out with me. And until next time, go out there and be creative. Just use your supplies. Get you a kid's coloring book. Get you some Crayola crayons. You don't need polychromos. You don't need all that stuff. Just color. Just color and have fun. Bye.